Hello and welcome to day 3 of the Breathwork Challenge, where we're going to be looking at belly breathing today. So yesterday we looked at the natural breath, where the natural breath goes both into the chest and the belly. But for those of us that are quite habitual upper chest breathers, where we might be feeling quite anxious or tend to worry or maybe tend to slouch, or we're desk workers a lot of the time that can really perpetuate upper chest breathing patterns. Developing belly breathing as a practice can really help to strengthen the diaphragm and to help us to take fuller, deeper breaths. So we'll be looking at belly breathing and how to get the most out of your belly breathing. So first of all, let's have a think about where the diaphragm goes. It attaches to the ribs, so all the way around the edge of the rib cage, starting here at the base of the sternum, the xiphoid process. Then it attaches all the way round, and we can see it goes down quite far where these floating ribs are and round to the back. So this diaphragm floats all the way round. And when we inhale, it descends, so it flattens. And when we exhale, it lifts up. So as we inhale and extend the belly out, so we inhale and the belly goes out, it enables the diaphragm to flatten just that bit more, so it encourages that. And a regular belly breathing practice helps to strengthen the diaphragm. Having a strong diaphragm helps to stabilise us, because the diaphragm is a stabilising muscle, so we can feel more stable in the world. It also supports fuller, deeper breaths to take place, which is toning the vagus nerve, which is our social engagement part of the nervous system. It sends messages to the brain via the vagus nerve that all is well, that we're safe. So all of these then has a ripple effect of helping us worry less anxiety. It improves our sleep, it improves digestion as well, and all those other lovely benefits of being more relaxed in the world. It helps us to be more responsive as well, rather than reactive. So I encourage you just to sit up nice and tall, get yourself comfortable and place your feet on the ground. You could also do this laying down, so that's equally as beneficial to do this breath laying down. And then I invite you just to place your hand on your belly, quite low down, not too far up. You want quite a low down, so your hand is hovering over your belly button. Take a breath in and just breathe into your hand. And as you breathe out, the belly softens back down. So we're ideally doing this through the nose, in through the nose and out through the nose. But if you tend to be more of a mouth breather, then that's fine to do this through the mouth as well. And you might just want to try a couple through the nose here and there. So as you're engaging into your belly, make sure your feet are firmly on the ground and you can feel your body against the chair. You might want to soften your eyes down just so you can engage further into your belly. So as you breathe in, your belly's pushing into your hand. We sometimes need to force this to happen a little bit if we are not used to belly breathing. So when our vagus nerve is nice and toned, it supports that rest and digest, it supports cell repair in the body, it supports reproduction, it lowers our anxiety, it helps us to stay more in the here and now, it helps us to feel safer within our body. You can see if you look down at where my hand is, my floating ribs, which are down here, are also expanding as I push into my hand. So just pause and just notice that. See if you can feel that in your own body as you breathe into your hand. Have a sense of your waist expanding at the same time. If at any time this feels a little bit dysregulating or you feel a bit lightheaded, you can just soften back on the breath. Maybe just look around the room and take a few normal breaths. It's perfectly normal to feel a bit lightheaded. This is often the carbon dioxide oxygen exchange and imbalance that's been created here. If you're not so used to having that carbon dioxide tolerance within the body, and also just taking full deeper breaths can make us feel lightheaded, but it's actually okay. It's usually safe, but you can stop at any time. And you can also place a hand on your lower back. So as you breathe in, you're expanding into the hand, you're also expanding into the back hand. And then just pause for a moment and rest. So with belly breathing, we don't want it to be forced. It can be quite tempting to do this, particularly if we're not used to taking full deep breaths, and that's what can create the lightheadedness. But it also, there's just a sense of awe can send messages to the nervous system that we're in sympathetic, we need to mobilize the body, which is really counteracting the impact of what we want, which is this more real sort of gentle, slower pace to be developed. So we have the attitude of allowing the air in and just allowing the belly to fill, allowing this whole area to fill in all of these directions. So maybe bring some words in as you breathe in. Relax, relax, relax. And don't worry if you don't get it straight away. Last one. So belly breathing can help us come back into our more rhythmical breath. You can see my little cat next to me, and you probably can't really see because she's quite dark. If we come up really close, you'll see that it's really low down. This is her head here, this is her hips here, and actually the breath goes right down into the hips when she breathes. So when animals are really, really relaxed, it isn't just their belly breathing, it's right down into the hips. And what happens in us humans as well is when we breathe and we're in a relaxed place, our hips are moving. So we breathe in and our hips open, and our tailbone slides down. So there's this lovely opening of the pelvis on the in-breath and the out-breath. So the more relaxed we can be with our belly, the more our pelvis can have this sense of real fluidity within it. And again, it's all sending messages back up to the nervous system that we are restful, that we're safe, that all is well at the moment. Also, the diaphragm works in parallel with the pelvic floor, which is another diaphragm deep within the pelvis. So as we breathe in and our diaphragm descends, our upper diaphragm descends, the lower diaphragm within the pelvis descends. And as we breathe out, and this one comes back up, so does this diaphragm. So they work together. So it actually helps to strengthen the pelvic floor by belly breathing. So I hope you've enjoyed this video, and I do recommend that you just spend the next 10 minutes maybe on your back or just leaning back, your hand on your belly, just belly breathing.